The declaration of war has historically been a significant act with profound implications, affecting the diplomatic, social, and military trajectories of nations. Traditionally, wars were declared through formal and public announcements made by the ruling governments or sovereigns of states. These declarations were pivotal events that marked the official start of hostilities between entities and were bound by both legal frameworks and customary international practices developed over centuries. In ancient times, declarations of war were as much about ritual as they were about informing the opponent. In Rome, for example, the fetiales were priests who performed the ceremonial denunciation of treaties and declaration of war. This ritual underscored the solemnity of Rome's intent to initiate warfare and served as a legal and religious justification for their actions. The practice highlighted how intertwined warfare, religion, and law were in ancient societies. As medieval Europe evolved, declarations of war became more formalized due to the influence of chivalric codes which emphasized honor in combat. A herald would often be sent to the enemy's court with a formal declaration from one monarch to another. This process not only allowed for a clear initiation of hostilities, but also provided a final opportunity for negotiation or retreat before bloodshed ensued. By the 17th and 18th centuries, with the rise of the nation-state and international law, the practice began to change. The Treaty of Westphalia in 1648, which ended the 30 Years' War, introduced concepts of sovereignty that led to more structured interactions between states, including declarations of war. During this period, such declarations were typically delivered by ambassadors or foreign ministers and involved detailed documents citing grievances that justified breaking peace. The American Revolution and subsequent conflicts in the 18th century further shaped this practice. The United States Constitution, for instance, gave Congress the explicit power to declare war, a legislative action that formalized such decisions within a democratic framework. This was a departure from monarchical systems where war declarations were generally at the discretion of sovereigns. In the 19th century, as global communication improved with inventions like the telegraph, declarations began to reach audiences faster and broader than before. This increased public awareness and involvement in government decisions related to war. However, it also meant that governments could orchestrate quicker mobilizations against their adversaries before diplomatic solutions could be explored fully. World War I marked a significant turning point in how wars were declared. The rapid pace of conflict initiation led many nations to enter hostilities without formal declarations. Subsequently, post-war reflections led to changes in international law aimed at preventing such precipitous escalations. The League of Nations Covenant attempted to impose obligations on its members to seek arbitration before going to war. However, these measures proved insufficient, as World War II still saw several instances where hostilities began without formal declarations. The surprise attacks like that on Pearl Harbor in 1941 prompted significant re-evaluation post-war, resulting in new international frameworks under the United Nations Charter, which sought to make aggressive war itself an international crime. The UN Charter stipulated that member states must refrain from threatening or using force against each other's territorial integrity or political independence, except in cases of self-defense or when authorized by UN Security Council resolutions. This fundamentally shifted how wars could be legally declared and fought, according to recognized international norms. Despite these legal restrictions, conflicts post-World War II have occasionally started without formal declarations due to various reasons, including proxy wars during the Cold War era, where superpowers supported opposing sides covertly rather than engaging directly. In modern times, while formal declarations have become rare due largely to these legal frameworks and evolving norms concerning state behavior in an interconnected global society, declarations may take different forms, such as United Nations resolutions or multilateral security agreements, which reflect broader consensus among nations about justified military interventions. These historical shifts demonstrate how intricately linked developments in political philosophy, technology advancements, global diplomacy are with how wars are declared, and highlight their long-term impact on international relations regarding accountability and legality in declaring war. The way wars have been declared has evolved significantly from ancient rituals intended for divine favor to complex legal systems designed within global diplomacy frameworks aiming at preventing unjustified aggression. Each phase not only reflects contemporary socio-political realities, but also sets precedents influencing future international interactions under varying circumstances around globe-spanning conflicts.